Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I'm so excited because the lighting is perfect, and as I was setting up, of course, moonbeams started running around. But I was doing something over on TikTok and I was getting so many messages that I thought, I'm just going to take this and make it into a bigger video. And this is going to be pure messages of love from your person. What are they trying to convey? I feel like there's so much remarkable healing, spontaneous growth energy coming, and I really want everybody to tap into this. So I feel like, this is going to seem like an unbelievable chain of events and people falling hard for you around in the periphery and manifestations of long-held wishes. This is one where we just kind of really have to decide what has the most meaning and just go with the flow, really be in this flow state and not overthink things or let me give you an example. Today I woke up and I started with a little bit of lack or scarcity mentality just because I feel like I'm an utter chauffeur for Hagen and his volleyball, his practices, his scrimmages, his games. Everything interrupts a day. His school is far away. So then I makeshift whatever I'm doing in parks close by. And when I got home today, I was tired. So I crashed out really quick. But right before I did, I was like, whatever is meant to come and do and be, how lucky are you that you are self-employed and you can chauffeur him around and, provide him with whatever is necessary, and not also for moms and dads that work at companies and have to do this for their kids. I remember my dad worked full-time as an engineer and chauffeured me and picked me up at gymnastic meets that were halfway across the state. So then I realized how fortunate it was. And as soon as I employed some gratitude, remarkable things started to happen. When I woke up, my inbox was crazy filled with collaboration efforts. Things to be an ambassador for an influencer were popping up everywhere. People really interested in certain pieces of jewelry that I just made or that I had forgotten about, just all of these things, this influx of abundance and appreciation due to the fact that I was showing gratitude for what I had. So this is what we need to do for our messages to come in. So I'm going to let you choose through one of these to be your main kind of observation and message, but feel free to watch all of them because they can all be part of it. So number one is you deserve love. And we need to remember we're a high value people. We're always deserving of this, and you are lovable. Number two, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, enjoying your life, enjoying who you are. That's part of what I was doing too. When I woke up, I was like, you know what? I am not rushing and I'm not, ciphering through emails and correspondences. And I have a couple clients, that are always on the line, what's up? Can we, video chat? Can we do this? Can we do that? And I have to do things in an orderly fashion. So I took a deep breath and I noticed I felt better and I felt really guided to create a TikTok video, which I did. And right away, all the messages started coming for this. So that's part of what we attract when we're concentrating on it. And then past life relationship as well. You have known each other before. So I'd like you to pick yours and feel free to watch all three. And then the strongest one you're attracted to will be your biggest message. And quick update over on my IG, which is SparKrist 11. I'm having a really great the new moon is going to be on the 11th, and I'm doing a new moon spread, and it's got 10 different layouts and questions, as well as some overarching energy. And I love doing those because I feel like the new moon is really our chance to reduce everything that provides us with anxiety or overload. We just let it go, get in the flow state, and then we pull in and we now have room in a healthy void for stuff that matters. So if you have convoluted relationships with low vibe people and other things that are just taking up space and bandwidth, this is going to help you let it go. So come on over there and check those out. And thank you guys for all your great feedback and love and support. And especially I went on camera for my TikTok and I was out in the sun at the park all day. So I was so happy and joyous. And thank you guys for all your compliments on my voice. I really appreciate that. Sometimes we don't notice really how our voice affects others, but being a clairaudient, I am really into rich, calm voices, and that's what I'm attracted to in readers and speakers and podcasting and all that. So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate that. So we're going to begin with number one, you deserve love. So right away, that's one of the messages right there. You are deserving of love. We have to remember that we are the prize. We are high value people. We are not settling, and we sure as hell are not scrambling for attention. You've seen those thirsty people and they just act utterly bonkers, because what happens is we can short circuit. It's one of those things. Attraction equals strange behavior, right? And I was watching this really great video on certain things, 5 things that people do also when they're attracted to you, and or you feel you're trying to. It's weird how it's on both sides, and one of it is instant grooming. Like women will touch their hair and they'll be like trying to fix it. Men too, grooming. They'll brush over their beard, their eyebrows, their chin, posing. Their feet and body language tell a lot because they'll be facing towards you. That sort of thing, and I really liked that because it was like there's so many indicators that are not verbal that are off the charts indicators of interest as well. So remember, it's like it doesn't have to come out as some verbal huge handshake. Wow, you're awesome. So I want you to get these first 3 ones in, and these are some of your messages, and we've got a lot of, oh my gosh. So I'm doing tarot as well as any oracle that's laying around, and I'm just taking right from the top. So let's begin with, it's not as if you need anyone. When we realize everything is derived from our sense of self, that, we are really the beacon of light that draws in. It's not somebody else that completes us, makes us happy, makes us feel special, all of that we need that. We don't, because what happens when we are self-sustaining in our happiness and our high vibration, that's when we attract that. And then it's just like a beautiful accoutrement to our life. And we don't have that heavy dependability or that kind of like thirst or, like that leaning when people are really leaning on you. And we've all had that with family, with friends, whatever. And you feel like they always need something, attention, time. That becomes draining. But this is saying that you are strong in your own abundance. So it's not like they're necessary, but they know that you guys are a beautiful kind of energy that is just going to match brilliantly. And stay optimistic. They want you to stay optimistic, because sometimes we go through ebbs and flows, right? We can wake up and we're like, what is this day going to bring? We're so excited. We're moving forward. And it can be one glitch. It can really be one glitch in the system. We get pulled over for speeding. We get an email or something, or someone's impatient with us, or like, it was funny. I had one thing happen the other day, and I always get all these great, wonderful feedbacks on my Etsy store, 5-star reviews. Because I love you guys, and I want to give you gifts as well as whatever you order and surprise you and stuff. And I just had this person, instead of contacting me and saying, "Oh, I was sent this instead of that," and they're fairly close, but I do kind of rely on other people in my family to help me sometimes. And sometimes those subtle nuances between stones, they can get confused. So this happened once. So instead of contacting me and say, hey, I got the wrong stone, I always replace or refund. I never, money is not the issue here. I want you to have what you have. They wrote this thing that I received this instead of that. And it was the first 1-star review I ever got. And I thought, that is true. It's like, you should have received this, but it upset me for a moment because I never had anything less than a 5, and everybody's always so excited. But I thought, you know what? All you have to do is contact this person and say, easily done. Guess what? It's on its way. And that's what I did, and, easily rectified. So it's that. Stay optimistic about love too. If you get a setback, or there's somebody, I have people DMing me all over the place right now, that people they have their eyes on, they've seen with other people, or they've seen in social circumstances. So they're all, torn asunder, thinking, oh, my chance is over, this and that. Guess what? Life is a very long ride, and we pick up people on our trolley ride, and sometimes they need to get off at the next station. All kinds of things can happen. Don't set yourself down into some kind of sadness arena where you can't pull yourself up, and other things get affected in your life, your health, how you eat, all of that. Because what happens is, once people start to feel negative or low about something, they start to bring things into their life that aren't going to necessarily help them. Overeating, over drinking, overspending, all of that. And you don't need that. Stay optimistic, because you're going to get your messages. And I love this. Of course, you have the world. This is all waiting for you. There is a deep, rich connection, and they are not going anywhere. And they have a few very special messages for you. They love how much you love people. They love how you are humble and you make people laugh. They want you to know that you make them wild, and they crazy adore you. Every time you laugh and smile, they can feel that vibration. They love when you're really silly and you wear crazy clothes and you like to get all jazzed up. You are so easy to fall in love with. They wish that you could see that in yourself, because that's how you beam and sparkle, and you have this magic. And, they are so lucky to have that energy of you around there. And, share your light and go out and be friendly and smile regardless. A lot of people, they dim their light because they're like, oh, rejection isn't always fun for writers, for speakers, for actors, for everybody, you know. And even the top-notch one, like Marissa Peer's, her second book, she had such a struggle with it, and then all of a sudden she got one of the greatest offers ever for it. So we have to remember that you have everything that you need, and they love you. They still do. They're not going anywhere, and they want you to know that the miracles are also endless. Little things are going to come in. I feel like cow is going to be your symbolism. 555s, feathers, these little white white flowers and black-eyed Susans. You'll start to see more of those. Comment down below if you're noticing new daffodils too, new spring blooms, and they just make you so happy. And I also feel like there's going to be certain songs. I keep hearing this rhythm, and why I'm setting up for the next thing. If it comes through, I'll try to see what it is. It's something about that strange song about driver's license driving by your house. Like when you hear that and they hear that, they're thinking of you. I think it was like quite a phenom a few weeks ago. But remember, you know, I'm going to grab 2 more of these real quick. Very soon, clearly decide what you want also in life, because they are making their way towards you. And these things that you want to magnetize are on their way to you. That what we think we deserve is what we get, right? That's why we have to switch it up too, because if we do what we did, we're going to get what we got. We do the same things over and over, we're going to experience the same things. I decided this week I'm going to do no 2 ventures alike after I drop off Hagen. I'm going to go to this park, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this read, I'm going to go down by the reservoir. I'm going to, you know, whatever it is, I'm going to meditate here. Move it all around. Keep the energy fresh. Decide what you want. If you want versatility, new friends, kindred, all of that, them to connect with you on the dreamscape, write it down. It will all be embellished beautifully for you. And of course, true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. I love that. And you probably feel it. So many of you guys are like, I can't believe what's happening right now. I have all this symbolism, all these things taking place. And really, you know, kind of ride that wave of connection, because it's going to become more and more enriched, and they crazy adore you. So that's you, group 1. Love and light to you. Don't forget, come on over to IG and see what's going on with those reads. And thank you guys for all your great feedback on your private reads. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I mean, I love to connect with you, and so many of you have been here since the very beginning too, and I can talk to you on the daily. You know, you're really lovely, and I tell everybody, you know, if you have an issue or you're just feeling a little off and you feel like people aren't going to hear you out in a healthy, detached, and personal way, I'm more than happy to, you know, try to help you if I can. I do have some excellent research abilities and some really smart friends, and I'm more than willing to help you out. That's why I started this whole journey. So that's you guys. Beautiful. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And I have a lot of people DMing me, do you offer private reads? I do. If you hit the little arrow on the right bottom of this video, my whole menu will come up. Everything that's available to you from TikTok and everything else is right down below. So thanks again, you guys. So quick sip of water, deep breath. I'm going to slow down, then we're going to move on to number 2. All right. Okay, so right away, this is one of the most important overall energies that we can do for ourselves, to heal, to feel good, and not to get aggravated. I'll tell you what, as a mother of 2 teenagers, it can sometimes take things for granted, my resources, my time, money, whatever it is. I just stay optimistic, and I realize, listen, you're the one in control of this. Nobody, when you set your boundaries and you say, here's your limit, this is what you get, I don't want to hear any further, this is what this is what I think is fair, then we're setting boundaries. So stay optimistic and make sure that people aren't treading over those boundaries and making you feel resentment. That's very important, right? I definitely feel that when you have positive thinking and great inner dialogue, that's when stuff starts to light up for you and things really start to happen. So I love this. Huge. Yep. Now I'm loving this because this is super true. Convince yourself, not others. You know you can do certain things. And I have so many clients that have kind of youth trauma of, it doesn't matter, teachers, parents, whomever, doing things out of a place of love, but also fear that gave them these mental restrictions that they think they have on themselves. They perceive themselves as inadequate in certain arenas because their parents always said, oh no, you're too short, or you're not beautiful enough, or we don't have enough money, or we live in this area of the world, you know, especially I have clients in the Middle East, and it's like it's hard for them to travel. They get so much guff and they get so much kind of branding and all this stuff on them. But convince yourself why you are worthy of your dreams and your hopes and your goals and this love, because they see the potential. And they, again, you know, you are so easy to fall in love with, and remember how beautiful and special you are. Oftentimes people think that they have to orchestrate this big explanation of why they want things. You do not. Convince yourself and let yourself know you're deserving of everything. Every single thing that you want is going to come your way too. And also they want to remind you a retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Take time out, get off social media for a moment, for an hour, and just sit by yourself in nature and just say, really, am I on a path that makes me feel, first of all, connected and gives me a sense of well-being? Do I feel good? Do I feel connected to my love? Do I hear those messages that are coming? Do I see all the beauty and smell the flowers and taste my food when I'm eating it and be in the flow state? All of that. If not, it's time for you to take it down a gear. I'm a double fire, so I'm always going. And I have to say out loud, stop right here. Like, actually pull over, go into this park, drink your coffee and stop. Like, I will be eating, driving, thinking, viewing, feeling, all of this. And it's like, why am I trying to create this freaking whirling, index of so much where I can't even appreciate, because I'm not leaving space in between. And they really want you to leave space in between because they are trying to send you messages, right? They are trying to send you, ooh, and you're going to see them. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let's see what's going on. So I'm just going to back this up a sec. You now have with the ace, I love the ace of, oh my gosh, I'm going to freak out, because this is saying you are about to get a kind of avalanche and outpouring of specific messages. For you guys, very weird. I feel like it is red birds. It's exotic birds. It's beautiful runes on stones. And here comes my crow too. So we're going to throw crow in there for sure. Crows, ravens, dark birds. What are those? Easter lilies, things like that. So you're going to start to get an outpour of this connection in dreams. Sometimes it's like, if you're drinking water, just do some water gazing and just look into your glass of water. I do that. And I feel like with that, you take a deep breath and it reminds you, use your diaphragm to slow everything down so you can look, listen, hear, taste, and use your five senses. Because your person of passion is, there is no way they're coming off that path to you. You know, there's a natural configuration in your destiny, and sometimes we're manifesting certain objectives and certain problematic behaviors from traumas, but you're working through this. No damage is done. It's like you're going to be really prompted to be more industrious. Like, you're going to come to a really wonderful point of understanding, like, I can do this with ease. I've got this. I can feel this. Now let's see what's happening too. They want you to know in your finances, your issues are going to be resolved. I feel like a lot of you guys were having stressors financially and going, oh, like, how am I going to cover this cost? A lot of you guys really want to move from apartments to your own home, to have your own yard, to be able, a lot of stuff that you have to logisticate that takes finances is going to be, over the next few months, is really going to be resolved. You're going to have, kind of this beautiful flow of abundance coming in. And I've been listening to a lot of TED Talks and things on this issue, because I have a kind of crazy, circumspect, energy with money. I'm very, very generous. And sometimes I'll just be like tipping, giving, sharing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, my balance is like at $2. What's going on? And then I'm like, hey, Sarah, I'm like, it always comes back to me. And then no lie, I'm like, that's replaced. I never have a day where I don't have an influx from something. That's why I'm glad I have lots of revenue streams, with my jewelry, with all the different things that I do, because all of a sudden I can be in the store and be like, oh, I'd really love to get, this nice thing for Hagen or Ian, and then realize, oh, well, it's kind of, and then I'll have ping, and guess what? Like, the money shows up because I believe it's always coming back. So have that belief system. My bird is a talking. I love that. And let your friends help you. If you have issues right now, ask for support. I tell you what, there's nothing more damaging than alienating ourselves or feeling like we have to do everything by ourselves. You have friends, you have families. However, you need to recognize the one whose strength it is to not take anything personal, personalize it, make it about them, or low vibration bickers, where people are like, why would you do that? Like, I got really upset yesterday when I was bringing up a thing, a family matter to Ian, and I thought, okay, well, how can we resolve this? Because sometimes kids they can make your hair stand on end, right? And he's like, well, like, and I'm generous with them up to a point, but now, you know, I need firmer boundaries because Hagen's going to be going to college last year, just a lot of things. So I was like, okay, I need to do this and that. And instead of going, well, let me see about this. It's like, well, why would you do that? Why would you give that to them? Why would you put up with that? And all of a sudden I thought, okay, this is not the energy or the help me that I need. So really manage, you know, that sort of thing and see who will be helpful in this, because you are going to have a breakthrough, and you don't need to worry. You have the money coming. You have all this. They're trying to connect with you in so many ways that really ease your conscience and let you know that everything is really all right and what you need will be provided for you. You know, and fate has so many good things in store for you. And if you've been feeling some deep intensity, you know, keep things lighter and easy so you can promote the good things in your life. Yes, we have people in our family that become unwell that need our assistance, financial, physical, or otherwise, but don't let it drench your life in like this heavy energy. Just be like, it's just part of that. Some people have amazing woes and they carry through so remarkably that it blows my mind. I'm always watching those stories. Like a lot of people that had come back from Afghanistan and places, how they just thrived in the world after witnessing and also enduring so much pain and all of this stuff. And you needn't worry. The blanket of heaviness is going to be lifted and you're going to feel lighter and freer. I really love this. And free yourself. This is all about you guys definitely freeing up your energy. It's time to take back control of your life. Some of you guys, you don't know, it's unbeknownst to you, but you're being secretly manipulated by energy vampires that are just like, oh, let me just sneak in there when they're tired and ask them for that. Let me just try to give myself a power play so I seem above them so I can, again, suck the energy, time, attention, or resources away from this person. So look around and go, who really makes me feel less and drained after I deal with them? Free yourself from that. Also, obligations. Stop saying yes when you want to say no. So many people are just, oh, I'll just feel free to ask. And if we are the yes bandit, here's your ticket, here's your ticket, here's your ticket, guess what? People are going to come back to the door for another yes. But we have to go, does this serve me? Does this make me feel good? Or are you overloading your plate with, like, I have to be careful. Sometimes I go on DMs and I'm like chatting, and then people are like, oh, can we video chat? Oh, can we do this? Oh, can we do that? And there will be I'll be inundated with so much stuff that I really have to draw a line. There's only so many hours in the day, and I have to take care of like professional obligations, family, so on and so forth. So ask yourself, how many free minutes do I have, and where do I really want to place that? Do I want to meditate and chill out, paint a picture, or do I want to, be more social? Free yourself from what makes you feel obligated and heavy and go into the lightness, and then you can feel more of this connection too. I love this because I'm just hearing so strongly, I love you. You're going to make it through anything. Reduce the heaviness, burdensome, or obligations because they're not yours, right? And stay optimistic about everything because you have so much great energy that you are due. I love that. And lastly, it's like one of those things that allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. When you see things that are beautiful, rom-coms, cool things like that, things that are beautiful. I love looking at elf and fairy artwork. I love the lightness and the flowers and the impact and how it makes me feel, the energy of it. Do things that make you feel that way, that feel the love energy so they connect even more with you and through that. So that's you, group 2, beautiful energy. Again, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. Thank you guys that have been around from the beginning. All my links are down below for private reads and everything. I just got a lot of DMs, so I realized that I must not have been making people aware. If you press the little arrow in the bottom right, that brings you to my full menu of everything down below. And thank you guys for all your great feedback on all your reads and the specials. And IG, I'm doing a really great new moon, huge spread special over there, so pop on over. So that is, you guys. Yeah, just open your heart, get rid of those blockages or heavy feeling because you're due to step out into the starlight and just feel a lot more air. Just deep breathing, you're in control of your lungs, and it sends a beautiful physical, mental, and spiritual message to yourself when you take those big deep breaths. Somebody says something offensive, breathe a couple times, don't react, then see how you feel after you have those breaths and be like, is it even worth it? Like, I feel like sometimes the best response is no response. If somebody's trying to pull you in, just no thank you, I'm over here, I don't need to do this, bye-bye. We all have families and people get reactive and they get combative, and you just don't need that because you're ready for this new love to just kind of wash you in a really beautiful, mellow flow state, and you deserve that. So one more sip of water and then we're going to begin number 3. It's funny, I always say I'm gonna just breeze through these. I'll do like 5 minutes each, and once the messages start coming, forget it. Okay, so your loved one number 3, they want you to know, first of all, whatever you're doing or thinking about doing is going to bear fruit. And also, you thinking of them energetically, writing, imbuing your day with thoughts of them, it is bearing fruit energetically. We're like huge magnets. We attract what we want and what we think we deserve. And guess what? The universe is like a super Amazon truck. It wants to bring it to us, and that's what's happening for you. So keep up the good work, because you really have a lot of manifestation powers right now. And really work with this new moon on the 11th too, because it's like supercharged to be able to do this. Lots of I just feel like potential for everything, a richness, a lifting of old habits, and just things that keep us in the heavier 3D and are going to make us feel lighter. And to me, I see it's one of those things to look inside too and say, are people providing you with the things that you really deserve? But no, say, I'm a very valuable, deserving, loving person. Now, who is around me, and what are they saying, doing, and how are they making me feel? And guess what? Who can I kind of do an etch-a-sketch bye-bye with this? I'm shaking this up, because there are so many things that come into our life, and it's not healthy for us to hang on to everything. It becomes residue, it becomes heavy, it gets like calcified, right? Heavy, and then we feel stuck. So you don't have to answer that email, that text, that whatever. We're very indoctrinated from a very young age to be polite and answer people and be nice. But I find I get the kookiest cracker whack jobs on my DM sometimes, and it always starts with I'm just going to share this one with you because it cracked me up. Somebody's like, well, hello there, gorgeous. And right away I was like, oh, geez, here we go. And then it started right after the second sentence. Oh, by the way, can you call me sir? And it was one of those things where I almost had to like investigate, because I was like, oh, are you a peer of the realm? What's going on here? But it's one of those things where like, no, I don't need to go off into Peter Pan Gaga land here. But it's just one of those things where you're going to have some strange operators around you. I definitely feel that, and feel like you don't need to be the recipient of any of this crazy energy. You just don't need to answer or respond. And right now you're going to feel more and more feeling the world. When you go outside and barefoot, that grounding energy, you're going to feel the succulence and the richness and the kind of like, it's like your thirst is finally going to be quenched with knowledge, with feeling, with getting a spiritual kind of connection and slowing everything down. Because I got to tell you, I've been on 50 maps of emotions today. It's so bizarre. Like when I woke up, I was like, ooh, I out the door to practice doing all of this. On the way home, I realized I'm going to stop in the park and maybe I'll film. I didn't bring any of my bags. I brought no license. I brought no anything, no wallets. I had no purse because I ran out carrying this thing and some stuff for Hagen. And then I didn't bring anything that I needed, a credit card, money, any filming equipment, cards. And I was like, well, I guess I'll be going home. So then I realized, and I heard a message very clearly, you need to rest for a couple hours and regroup. And as soon as I went outside barefoot, took a deep breath, I felt so galvanized to do everything, just everything that was refreshing, helpful, and be in a flow state and be around the animals. So feel the world, look at the starry night, listen to quiet, restful music. I have Enya like on the brain lately. I love all of her stuff, like the long ships and those beautiful, beautiful things. And I've also been watching and recommend the Weird it's called Weird History. It's on YouTube. They have the best, most insightful little 10-minute videos on weird history, the most evil, crazy, maniacal queens, what it was like to grow up as a serf. But I'm talking about dozens and dozens and dozens of topics with real historical facts that are so interesting. And I just love it because it's like we also begin to realize how lucky we are that we aren't in a lot of those places. So feel the world around you, connect with people. You're going to have good social energy. Oh my gosh, look at that. You're also going to be attracting, so this is interesting, you're going to be attracting suitors because of your magnetism and what you're manifesting right now. But you are going to be a true reader of energy like no other. It's going to be one of those things where like, no, only the red and blue M&Ms, everything else get out. Like you're going to feel energy so quickly, what is shady, what is off, what is, kind of like energy vampire, and be very dismissive of that and not even let it affect you whatsoever. because you're really big on reading chemistry right now, and you realize the strong magnetic connection with your true person. And it's one of those things that where we put our energy and our focus is where we get our results too. So that's where your focus is, and you're really big on that. Remember, oh, I love this, a royal you. Treat yourself as if you'd want others to treat you too. Never skim on yourself. I used to do this, like if I would go through and I'm like, oh, I have this amount of money or whatever to spend. Get my kids like everything that they could possibly want for food and stuff. And then I'd be like, if there was anything left, maybe something for myself. And I was like, you know what? You have to get back on that plane when the oxygen mask is dropping and put it on yourself first and be like, you deserve this. You're providing all of this. So what are you doing? So being more equal, treating yourself, not giving away your power, your energy, or your time. And a lot of that is simple little things. Like if you're speaking and somebody interrupts you, finish strong with your sentence. Don't let people interrupt you. That's a respect thing too, and people respect that for you. If people are mistreating other people around you, speak up for them. You'll earn respect for that. A lot of people just go with the flow, but it's like you're going to feel very empowered. This is the royal you taking sovereignty and a position of power in your own life, strong boundaries, saying no, realizing you deserve the best. It's like it doesn't have to be on sale, right? If you like something, treat yourself. You're tapping into the great and full. And this is your emotional kind of vibe that you're getting out there. I feel like you're going to be awash with major consistency, where you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have follow through. I feel good. Close that tab. Emotionally connect. All of that. You're going to have a beautiful, open-minded artistry happening right now. Your creative stuff is like all of stardust and magic right now for sure. So tap into that. They can see that and feel that. And of course, your beautiful other is a creative force too. And creativity comes straight from the divine. You ever just sit there and go, I'm going to do this? Like I saw leaves and they fell in a design that I thought that would be the most beautiful elven crown if it were just leaves, silver, and like clear crystal quartz. And the design just came in my head. And I know I'm not just like this kind of poof, there it is. It's because I got in that flow state and I was out and connected to divine energy. And these often happen when I'm doing readings and I'm channeling, because it's like a supersonic energy where everything has a magnifying glass where it should be, or a spotlight where it should be. And that's going to be happening for you. You're going to feel really full and feel great. Again, keep an open mind. They are not your kind of usual expectation. I feel like it's going to be just like one of these things where you're like, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Like, you know, like I have to say, like one of the people that I absolutely love and I think is so endearing and I'm totally in love with and I love him to death is that Q off Impractical Jokers. I love that. I love those whacked out accents from like Bronx, and they are from, I think, Staten Island. I've got to get their Staten Island and yeah, that whole area of New York. Well, Bronx, all of those fun accents, I just love it. And I love how people are so down to earth and together. And I love that he was a fireman and he just is down to earth. He even says, my home life hasn't changed. You know, he's got his cats, he's got his pinball machines, he loves playing video games. I love that. I love just a person that is like, this is who I am. There's no false pretenses. It doesn't matter what kind of magnitude of fame or exposure that you get. People are primarily the same. It's just more kind of like gilded, you know, or brought to the attention, like that sort of thing. So keep an open mind, because this person may be in the limelight. They may have certain exposure. They may have some level of fame. So it's like, keep an open mind, because you might think the possibility is like out there. Again, this may be somebody that is in the field of law as well, a very famous lawyer. This could be somebody too that is a police officer, something of that, or even like plays a police officer on a show. I'm seeing all kinds of badges and different things as well. I'm loving that. It's like, you know, right now it's like most people live in their own little kind of crazy bubbles. So get out there and just be adventurous, because sometimes the good is hidden. You know, you just see something like, okay, that's what the person looks like. And physically, you know, that is usually the initial kind of attraction. If you've never talked to somebody before, that's the initial attraction. And I thought this was so funny. On one of those weird history things, they were talking about Victorian times when people were dating. If somebody asked you to dance and you were not properly introduced to them, you weren't supposed to speak to each other. There were like all these hidden things in books at the time for social etiquette. And I thought it was hilarious. Some of them are so ridiculous. Like a woman never, ever, ever goes and calls on a man. Like you would just be in you'd be blacklisted for that. There was all kinds of crazy little things that people were subjugated to. But remember, it's like right away, everything is not going to be a 5-star review. You're not going to have all these, lightning bolts and things. Sometimes the good is in somebody will do something very subtle. You'll sit with it and you'll be like, wow, that's really amazing. Sometimes something rings back with me. Like I'll remember if I'm shopping or something, I'll just remember a really nice smile. Somebody will hold the door or something and just look back and just see like the most wonderful smile. And now I can read it in people's eyes, even if they're wearing a mask. And I think that's so nice. People just smiling because they're happy to see you like that. You're going to have that beautiful energy right there. Oh my gosh, I love this. And they are making their way towards you energetically and physically in the 3D faster than you can imagine. Because what's happening is we've unpeeled and brought back all this energy that was restrictive, and now it's much more expansive and open, so we can travel right through. Like the blockages are just going away. It's like waking up one day and going, you know what, yesterday, blah, 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 I had a stomach ache, I didn't feel good, why the hell am I doing that? I'm going to stop that immediately. Yesterday, I let so-and-so make me feel bad about myself, and guess what? Nobody can make themselves feel bad. Nobody can make you feel bad about yourself unless you let them. I'm not going to do this. I'm tired of manipulative people in my life. I'm going to remove them. I am not obligated as somebody who's trying to thrive and stay high vibrational to connect with everybody that just wants time, attention, money, whatever it is, right? Like you're waking up to these, you're like fact, and then you just keep it moving and you're like, wow, now all the good things are coming in. So I'm losing my light, you guys. So I'm going to go upload because I want to put this up for you tonight. I'm really, really excited. You guys are the absolute best. Again, all my links are down below. If you need a private read or anything else, the little arrow on the bottom right, you just click on that and everything will come up. I have a really great special over on IG too for the new moon read spread. Thank you guys for all your great feedback on those. I love doing those because it's so much information and gets richly detailed, and I like using like tons of decks for lots of color and ideas, and just, it's just a really good formula. I feel like the more decks, the more inspired it is. So you guys have a great weekend. Love and light.